the biggest help has been very slick marketing. It has raised the profile of Indian football, especially abroad. This whole idea that many people in Europe never realized that India was a football loving country, that has been dispelled because so many foreigners have come, the coverage has been very good, and the game has been marketed well, the facilities have improved, the infrastructure has massively improved, and that way, yes, it has helped. In the first 2 seasons, there was too much emphasis on film stars and aging foreigners, so which probably didn't really help. They have created a hype around Indian football. This season, because it's been a longer league, there's been more time for the coaches to give in their ideas. More Indian players have gotten opportunity, and above all, it has provided a lucrative employment to so many Indian players, with 7 players in the draft going over rupees 1 crore. So it is a bonanza time, and even those otherwise, they are well looked after. They've now started getting used to having 5-star treatment, both in travel, in stay, foreign exposure trips. So in all that, it has helped Indian football. But you see, there were unrealistic expectations from a lot of fans. One was that in the beginning you were playing with 6 foreigners, the standard seemed better. Lots of people on social media seem to think that ISL teams could win an Asian Continental Championship, which is a pipe dream. Because you cannot change rules in the AFC. There you have to play with 4 foreigners, which includes one who's of Asian origin, or from an Asian continent. So there then the levels, it becomes a level playing field.
Right.
And you see, it's unlike cricket where India calls the shots because of its financial clout. Rules in football can't be bent.
Right.
So all that, once they come down, everybody is on a level playing field with just 4 foreigners, 3 of them from abroad, from wherever you want, and 1 from Asia, which includes Australia. It will be a much more balanced approach. See, my overall take on the ISL was that the conception was wrong. With a little more thought and a little more serious analysis or interchange of ideas with people who genuinely know Indian football. See, football can't only be done through, or no sport can be done just through marketing people, or through even those who telecast. They know what telecast is, they don't have the ground reality of Indian football. There should have been no ATK, there should have been no FC Goa. Mohun Bagan and East Bengal should have been gradually brought in to the ISL. See, they are the biggest rivals in Asia. You don't, if you're building a new house, you don't destroy your old house. Even if you want to leave that, you don't raise it to the ground. This needless antagonism against the Calcutta clubs, which have rivalries now, which have fan base now because of social media, which would be the envy of most European clubs. You forget the top, we only follow these top 5, 6, Barcelona, Real Madrid and all. Lots of small town English clubs like Stoke City and all would envy the fan base that Mohun Bagan East Bengal has. The passion that those fans have. I mean, it is unbelievable. My book, Barefoot to Boots, when I was writing, I have great records and a very good memory. Often I had to check with the fans who was the goalkeeper in 1955. This passionate support doesn't exist anywhere in Asia. The only rival could be Iran. So what they needed is better marketing and better business sense. You have to provide them that. They know how to run football. They've run it for years. So there should have been no ATK. And anyway, ATK has been exposed because the minute Atletico de Kolkata left. They are a team without a name, without any bearing. And same with FC Goa, Dempo and Salgaonkar should have been allowed to continue. They also have a rich legacy in Indian football. Dempo is the most successful team of the 21st century with 5 I-League titles, I-League, NFL combined. And they had done so much to promote Indian football. So otherwise I think it was fine. Chennaiyin is a great success, Kerala Blasters is a great success because in those southern Indian cities, you didn't have established clubs and people have also taken to them.
Correct.
ATK, even the crowd is getting exposed now. In the first 2-3 seasons, it was the Mohun Bagan East Bengal fans who went there because the I-League was held later. And it was like a little bit of Bengali nationalism. That's why they went and supported ATK. Now that ATK is trying to take on Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, they are getting completely exposed in terms of fan following also. And also in this is that I am also totally against this rule of one franchise, one city. London has 6 clubs in the Premiership. Buenos Aires has so many clubs, and Madrid has Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and several others. So, why are we making absurd rules? So, there were several ways in which there should have been reconciliation. It's a pity it has happened that right from the beginning, it became them versus us. And there was the ISL franchisees came in, the owners, with a little bit of arrogance that we are the only ones who know football and we brought in money. You see, one is India, that is which happened with several of the foreign coaches, especially English coaches who come here, who think they can come here and preach. Indian football it's not been successful as much as it should have, but it has existed since the Durand started in 1888. Mohun Bagan especially, and Mohammedan Sporting predate all the great clubs that we, for middle class India, English speaking India, follows these days. So there is a very strong culture. You can't trample on somebody's feelings. So the ISL has been successful, as I said, it has raised the profile. But a more powerful All India Football Federation should have prevented this trampling of feelings, this constant bickering that is taking place. Like the BCCI in cricket controls IPL. AIFF sadly doesn't control the ISL. And so at present we are working in 2 different directions. And again, if sort of my view on it, I would have definitely had a team in Punjab. It was pointless. Anybody who started a team in Delhi obviously has zero idea of Indian football. Has absolutely no idea of Indian football. So to start a team in Delhi was a disaster, because all you were thinking of was that there would be massive media coverage because all the newspapers are in Delhi and the majority of the big news channels are in Delhi. To have a team in Pune, which has the experience we had of FC Pune in the I-League, with the stadium being far away. So, there were lots of these geographical factors which could have been avoided, and even the ISL could have been more successful if they'd, planned it out much better. I understand the first 2 seasons were more experimental and 3 months and all. It could have easily been done, and then by then there could have been infiltration into the established clubs who could have been taught better marketing. Yeah, that is one area where the ISL clubs, marketing, looking after players, exposure, they have been far superior. But going on a path of antagonism is not going to help Indian football.